A few days ago, I posted a video about Cebu arrival guide that covers the quarantine and testing protocols that must be followed by passengers coming from abroad, such as OFWs, non-OFWs, and foreigners. In that video, I also included the discussion of the Executive Order number 17, but I feel that there should be more focus on that particular topic so we can entangle some confusing items that are associated with it. This video will take a closer look at Cebu's unique arrival protocols that prompted the Department of Health to issue recommendations to Governor Garcia to make the arrival protocols uniform for the entire country. Stay tuned and watch the video to know more. Welcome to Denzi TV, your public service channel. Please subscribe to get the latest updates as they are posted. Executive Order number 17 was issued by Cebu Province Governor Gwendolyn Garcia on March 30, 2021. This executive order sets new guidelines for testing and quarantine for passengers coming from abroad, arriving in Mactan Airport, and bound for Cebu Province. The scope of this executive order are the following: repatriated overseas Filipino workers and returning non-OFWs or returning overseas Filipinos who are arriving in Cebu and are bound for Cebu Province. So this is the scope of the EO. Therefore, if you are not bound for Cebu Province and you are not an OFW, you are not covered by this executive order and you must follow the regular quarantine and testing protocols. Filipino travelers from overseas will only be required to fill up the mandatory online passenger registration form by the MCIA and upon arrival undergo immediate RT-PCR testing, which is free of charge, and these passengers are required to pre-book a hotel accommodation to wait for the result of the RT-PCR test. This means that there is no more waiting for 5 days in the quarantine hotel for your swab test, and you can get the swab test immediately upon arrival, and it's for free. This is based on the 3-page executive order, wherein the decision was agreed during a meeting Governor Garcia presided with officials from national government agencies, including Overseas Welfare Workers Administration or OWA, airport authorities from the Mactan Cebu International Airport, and members of the private sector such as representatives from the country's 3 airline companies and players of the tourism industry. In the executive order, Governor Garcia emphasized that the requirement of quarantining an OFW and returning non-OFW and swabbing them only on the 5th day after their arrival puts a heavy financial burden on the returning non-OFW and bludgeons the finance of OWA that may be very well be used other purposes. The executive order also added that upon release of a negative RT-PCR test result, they shall be allowed to go home. No other requirement shall be imposed by their local government unit of destination under the Cebu Province in this regard. And should the RT-PCR test result turns out positive, health protocols for the treatment of COVID-19 positive individuals shall be followed. The governor's orders through this EO took effect on Wednesday, March 31, 2021, and it's still in effect until today, despite the recommendations of the Department of Health to make all arrival protocols uniform for the entire country. So please be guided accordingly. So based on the EO, only OFWs and non-OFWs arriving in Cebu who are headed to Cebu Province are covered by this executive order. If you don't belong to that category, then you have to follow the regular quarantine protocols and testing procedures. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content of this channel, please subscribe. And also, Don't forget to check out all the other videos as well.